He's a toad taker. He's a germinator, cultivator.
Take the elevator up.
He's a cloud maker.
Man, oh man, that is from Davey Farragher and the Farragettes. Dudes, welcome to the Stonerman podcast, man. Great to be here. Finally getting this thing done. So, who the hell is Stonerman? That's honestly the question. And it's me is the answer. So, being a spokesman, I guess, for the stoner community is, I guess, what I'm applying for. You know, there are plenty of great Mount Rushmore, if you will, of stoner folk who, damn it, if they haven't held the baton and run the marathon, dude, not the marathon, because I don't think they're, how cool would that be, though? Like a 120-mile marathon? What's it called?
The word is relay.
A relay race of like a marathon. You watch a guy like hold a baton for 4 hours, like through a city, and then hand it off to a dude, and then he runs through a city and hands it off. Like maybe do it all the way through California. That would be amazing.
Here you go. Good luck getting through Stockton.
I'm gonna look into that. Maybe promote it. If anybody has an idea, just you can email me at puffy@stonerman.com. That is the best way to get a hold of me. If you want puffy@stonerman.com, please do not forget to go to stonerman.com or stonermania.com. Own them both. Sell all my products through both my websites and on Etsy and on Amazon. Whoa. So you can find my list of products on my website, and then go to there's 3 different distribution outlets that can get you your product for the best price available to you. I can't charge the cheapest yet, which is my hope and my aim, but I can get you good rates and a decent shipping cost. So if you need any kind of accessories, because let's be honest, I do not sell flour, I don't sell oil, I don't sell CBD, I don't sell any of the stuff that the people have perfected before me. What I will do is recommend you my favorite stuff, and is a lifelong heart to it stoner. I'm speaking out to my fellow stoners only, and obviously whoever listens and appreciates the podcast. I don't know what I'm talking about. Do I appreciate you? But I'm really speaking to my lifelongs, dude. It's I wouldn't even call it a lifestyle. I would call it just your own mentality of there's a couple ways to look at the world, you know. Like a lot of my life has always been stoners versus drunks, and man, being as old as I am, which I am, and I don't know if, I guess eventually I'll reveal my age or it'll come out, but I don't really think of myself as an age. I just think of myself as a 13-year-old with a couple of credit cards. And to me, that's a pretty good way to go through life. Because as Stonerman, you have to live the unconventional life. And what do I mean by that? I don't mean in any kind of ethereal way, but you I think being a stoner, you look at things a little different. I can't believe how much I'm babbling right now. Yes, I can. To go see movie A, B, C, and D, the stoner is just like, oh my God, why would you want to see movie A, B, C, and D? And I think there is I don't know if it's part of my personality quirk that has worked its way into being a stoner, or being a stoner has pulled that out of my personality and turned it into a quirk. But I really don't like a lot of the mainstream stuff. I haven't watched television in a long time, and it's not that I judge television or people who watch television. Guilty. I just don't find any interest in anything that something is advertised.
You'll love it.
And then distributed to me.
Everybody says it's great.
And that the content is based around the advertisement, not the other way around.
It's best. It's the best
like,
thing you ever saw.
Network television, probably the most detrimental form of propaganda and all that kind of trash. Not propaganda. I don't want to be like, oh, that stoner, yes. Because like, I really don't believe in that many conspiracy theories.
11 to be precise.
Which I find to be really weird, considering how much marijuana I've consumed. And to be fully frank, who am I? I am a flower smoker.
Flower smoker.
What does that mean? For the uninitiated, flower is a form of ingesting the weed in its natural form. So the way weed is cultivated, and I'll obviously be going through I don't really like to use the term weed, although I get it because I don't see it as a weed, I see it as really as what it is, a beautiful flower, and it's a
Beautiful
plant.
flower.
So I will avoid as much as I can using weed, but I use it more.
What?
I guess you'll hear as to why. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna move on from that, dude.
Moving on.
So the whole thing about smoking grass, I almost said it. The whole thing about
Sorry, this next part
the way
sucks.
marijuana is cultivated is, especially now, and now it's been more perfected both inside and outside. As I slip in and out of my accent, beats. Oh man, that thirst break was brought to you by Coca-Cola Zero, which I've been drinking exclusively
Unpaid sponsorship.
since 2010, 2011. I got my first Coke Zero in Thailand.
Land of a
when I went,
thousand
to see my buddy who lives
smiles.
out there. He's lived out there forever. Not forever. That would be a really long time. Oh my God, could you imagine? He's 76,000 years old.
That's how old forever
but,
is.
don't ask him about the past because he will tell you stories.
Yes, go on.
So
We're waiting.
way it's cultivated, kabooyah, caught back on that yellow brick road. Deet, 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 deet. The way flowers cultivated, and then
Yeah.
it's perfected both indoor and outdoor grows.
Okay.
And that's one of the things I love most about it is it's not, I hope, like that chemically abused where they spray all the kind of stuff on it or the seeds are coming from like genetically modified stuff.
It's a hybrid.
I'm inhaling it with butane, so what does it really matter, right?
Honestly, don't know what I'm talking about right now.
But they cultivate.
This is so boring. I am sorry. I am boring you with me talking about the cultivation of marijuana. So you can listen to the song while you listen to me blather on. Here we go. Boring, boring, boring. I made it out of words. And when I'm dry and ready, oh boring, I will make you with my words, words, words.
Like when I was growing up, when I was in high school, we was illegal and like scoffed at, and everybody didn't truly understand the genius of Cheech and Chong.
Far out, man.
Until as comedy masters, and it was because they were able to do it around weed, and because they loved weed, they were marginalized. Marginalization is done by the greater society, who's
Greater?
looking down upon a group of people so they can put judgment upon them.
What am I
whatever.
talking about?
And I always felt like the stoners were sort of an undue
I mean, unjustly
group
maligned.
of scorn, and that was like, you know, if you look at the movies from the 30s, basically 100 years ago, jeez Louise.
What?
Everything was just sort of a negative presentation of marijuana. And so, you know, again, people watching TV, or not even TV in that time, like you had the radio, you had like the newspaper, so it was basically the way they
This just in, marijuana's bad.
got their information, and it was slightly stupid narratives.
What?
Here's the other thing. This podcast is meant to be it's a love letter, and
How am I gonna read it?
A love line to
Where's Dr. Drew?
my fellow stoners, everybody in the stoner community, everybody in the stoner world.
I love you.
And not like I had to be honest, like dabbing again,
Conversational
going back
left
to
turn.
sort of where I am as a stoner. I'm a strictly not old school, because I certainly partake, I certainly try, I experiment, but nothing hits me better than just rolling joints and smoking joints all day, every day. And I've been doing it for a very long time. I've worked as an editor for a very long time. Was able to do it, and I think that's why I never was able to move forward as an editor. But I didn't care.
This is the part of the podcast for some reason I went on an odd rant about how much I hated my old job and the people that I worked with. I think it's best just to move on in the future and forget about all the scum that you left behind in the past. Well, I guess the point is I used to work in television. After working in television, they say it's like making sausage, you know? After you're done making sausage, you understand a lot more about making sausage.
What this podcast is aiming to do is to get to kids, and when I say kids, because I'm so old, I mean 18
And
I
over.
don't mind anybody younger listening to this, and I hope you really pick up a lot of great stuff. But I swear, and I beg you, kids, don't hit the until you're 18. And I'm also going to try not to swear, but really don't partake in this stuff until you're 18, because what you really need to do is learn about it first.
Get the
And, oh my
books.
God, this old guy is so boring and stupid about saying it, but get your
Preach.
information down before you partake.
Amen.
Jump in when you're not ready. and it can have a negative effect, and that's the last thing I want you to do.
I'm being sincere when I say it. I'm just saying it long-winded and boring as I'm talking about it here. But the point is, if you're younger than 18, it's pretty much illegal, and that's the whole point, is just keep within the legality. And your brain really is growing. So wait a little bit, find out about it, figure out what's going to be best for you, and then when you hit 18, you have everywhere to go but up, and you can decide what state you want to go party in, what state's going to give you the best party, all that kind of fun stuff. But figure out, do you want to be a dabber? Do you want to be an edible dude? If you want to be an edible dude, you have to learn how to take care of it, because that can beat you up worse than Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali and Jake Paul doing elbow drops like Jimmy Snuka from the top rope. Macho Madness. So you got to be really careful with all this. So the better you get to know it, the more you listen, the more you learn, the more you can understand how each part of the cultivation goes to your personality. You'll be able to better present your situation when you get of age. But other than that, like, it's not so much listen to your parents because they're like, no, don't do it. It's listen to society saying, you know what, you'll be ready a little more at 18 than you are at 15, 16, 17. I hate to say it, but just that's the future talking to the past you. And the present you is like, yo, screw that, dude. But trust me, future you is like, yo, present me should listen to future me and not past me, because past me doesn't know what he's talking about. Feel me? Awesome.
They don't pay me, by the way.
So if you're under 18, wait, learn, go get them. If
my
you're over
podcast-
18, figure it out, be careful, and let's do it.
So, very unique, high quality products that I manufacture myself.
Oh, I was talking about my website and my products, which are awesome.
Where I can get you links. Again, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you can go get a stash station for free. Not for free. Let me rephrase that. Holy jeez, am I a terrible salesman?
Just an experience, buddy. Go
You
ahead.
can get it delivered for free. Where I'm not at the point yet where I can't charge free shipping.
You don't charge free shipping, dude. You just don't charge for shipping.
Things change over the course of podcasts.
First podcast.
But my favorite thing right now is selling my dab kit, and I would love if you dabbers can help me out. Explain the process of dabbing and what you like more about dabbing than you do the other parts of smoking.
I mean, herb
Because,
consumption.
Again, I don't know anything. I can't stand hitting bongs. I mean, like, that's just like getting punched in the chest. And I'm feeling really stupid after. It's like getting into a fight you lose.
And know you're going to lose.
No thanks.
I'm good.
I don't know. Maybe it's the process,
Trust the process.
of grinding. Was it grind, sprinkle, twist, lick, and burn? Oh, I gotta pull it up. I wrote down some really great lyrics. I'll share it with you later. Grind, sprinkle, twist, burn. No, wait, hold up. I'm gonna pull this up. So on the website, you notice I have, right off the top, limited edition Stonerman's Hufflepuffer Magic Dab Kit with 5 rainbow dab tools, silicone jar, and carrying case for the dab ones. Now, this thing's awesome, dude. It has 5 really cool tools to help you form and heat your oil and your wax, like all that stuff. Again, the more you can help me understand my products, the better I can sell them to you. But I do know they are great, high-quality products with the Stonerman logo and the website underneath. And it's in a really cool little tin carrying case. I cannot recommend this thing more. If you want, again, please buy it on Etsy. Etsy, for me, so far, has been the most unbelievably wonderful company to deal with.
Yeah, dude, to kind of go off on this tangent about Etsy, which I do love and it's awesome, but I'm spending a dump load of money on advertising.
Full disclosure.
On Amazon and Etsy. And while I do love working with these companies because the distribution network is awesome, obviously they do great, I'm spending a ton on advertising within their system, which I totally get. Like, great for them, for a great way to make money and help me sell my stuff. But yo, you guys just hit me up, go to my website, pick all my stuff through my website, dudes, and I promise you I will send it to you the best I can. It's not even the best I can, it's the best anyone can. The USPS, US Post Office, all the people that I work with here in my little stoner town, dude, everybody's awesome. So just go directly to the website, order it from my little shop online. Also, dudes, I swear to
I'm not selling enough of these yet, but the Stonerman Gold Nug lighters. Dude, it does take butane, and I am terrible at doing this. And I don't know if it's the Stonerman
What?
I don't know if it's because I'm stupid or what, but I have like nervousness about putting the butane in the lighters, and I really don't with these because the butane thing, like you don't have to soak it like a Zippo. Like I know people know how to do it. They love doing it. Dude, that's nonsense to me. Wet this thing and then what? No, dude, I'm not wetting any. You're not making me responsible for what I have to fill something up with a possible lighter fluid, dude. I was a pyro enough as a kid. Don't
Too much
give me
information.
More access to it, dudes. So the Gold Nug lighter has a little hole at the bottom. I just put the butane in and I let it ride, dude, and it fills up. Oh my gosh, I love that lighter. It's only $10, dudes. Oh, by the way, the Hufflepuffer kit, that thing's only friggin', ooh, I hit that, sorry. Oh, I don't know if it made a sound, it might not have, because I'm a ninja. The Hufflepuffer kit, $10. Carrying case, it'll like 13. I think everything, like if it's $10, it's gonna be $3 to send, because the shipping, they're boo-fooing me on the shipping. So I got $6.99, 2 dab wands for $6, gonna be $9, but that's with delivery. Again, until I can really get into a great system with my shipping, I unfortunately have to charge you guys for it. But honestly, I'm not gonna lie.
I never lie.
I do not make you pay for all of it.
What a
I do
great
a set
guy.
fee, so I pay like a quarter of the fee where you guys pay like 3/4.
That's good, man.
Again, the more I can sell, the more I can keep screwing with the shipping costs. Not screwing with them. But
Oh
I
my
can
goodness, get to the
bring them
point,
down.
will you?
My goal is eventually to get to free shipping. But then I probably,
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
I don't know. It's stupid to have this conversation with you guys. So I apologize. But also, so I've got these awesome
They are awesome.
dab kits, dab wands. I only go in gold and rainbow. I don't do any other colors. Those are 2 of my favorite colors because rainbow has every color and gold is gold. Those Gold Nug lighters are just dope. They're really small.
Precious.
You fit them in. It's kind of like being old school cool.
Dork.
When you pull that thing out, flick it, click it. Dudes, honestly, buy the gold lighter. Buy the gold dab ones. Buy a rainbow dab
Buy
wand.
them all.
Right now, the Hufflepuffer are only in rainbow.
Buy everything.
I'm still waiting to get the golds. They're coming in soon. But the rainbow, I don't know why you wouldn't just want rainbow. I almost don't even want to sell the gold because the rainbows are so BA.
But I will.
But so that's it for my dab stuff. I don't do rigs. I don't do glass. I don't sell pipes. I don't sell bongs. I try to keep that to the people, the locals, because they're gonna have the best stuff. I obviously don't know,
I'm on my
know
pedestal.
enough to feel good enough to sell it to everybody, but the stuff that I am selling is stuff I know really well and I really love and appreciate. So the next thing that I sell are called stash stations. I swear to goodness, as much as that little gold nugget I love with my heart and soul, the stash station is wholly created by me.
Ego.
Stonerman, 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 dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, Stonerman. So I created these things. They're
Ego.
9x9x3, and that to me is the perfect size. So it's 9x9x3 means it's 9 inch. It's a square box that's about 3/4 of a foot.
More good math.
And it is a 3/4 of a foot by 3/4 of a foot and about 3 inches high. And it has a magnetic lid. I have them in the Neo. The Neo is the black color. It's a glorious, glorious black color.
I know Kung Fu.
And really shiny, glossy, heavy cardboard, heavy matte, magnetic lid closes. It's got the Stonerman logo and nothing else on top, so it's pretty clean. And then on the back it says Stash Station. I have these limited editions right now, and then I'm gonna get a different font. I'm gonna get the same font that's on the Skybox is a different font that's on the Neo and the Dalton. So, or the Jack Burton is the sky.
Jack Burton.
So,
me.
my 3 favorite characters in the history of movies are Dalton from Roadhouse.
I think, like Peter Griffin always knew that Roadhouse is the greatest movie that ever was. Why, if I could write a dissertation in some form of email to a certain college to make sure that Roadhouse gets the Oscar every year. Ain't that right, Lois? Shut up, Meg.
So, the silver box is called the Dalton.
Be nice.
And I wanted to call it the, of course I'm blanking now. But that goes to show you that I didn't do any research before I started the podcast, because I just wanted to start talking.
The password is... Oh, man, I forgot.
And Dudina's, like, dudes is an encompassing word for everybody, not for anybody. Dudes, come on, shut up. So,
Brain fart.
damn it, now I legit forgot what I was talking about.
Shocker.
That's great. So the Dalton is silver. Excuse me. Same thing. The Dalton has a it's just the same box as the Jack Burton and the Neo. Excuse me, guys.
This is the worst
This is embarrassing.
sales
Like, all I can
pitch.
think about is somebody
This is the
driving
worst
all day or
sales pitch.
a little bit of silence.
This is the
and then some coughing
worst
and some
sales pitch.
going in and out of his fake accent.
This is the
It's
worst sales pitch. Gotta work on my sales pitch. I gotta lose the uhs and ums.
Sorry about that. Now,
Gotta
imagine
work
that
on my
truck
sales pitch. Cause the stash station's badass.
So the stash stations are dope, and you can do it. They're like So we have the Dalton, which is Patrick Swayze's character in Roadhouse, and I don't know if you ever saw Roadhouse, and I honestly don't know what it's like to grow up to be a kid in today's day and age.
Old man.
Or even like in the last 20 years, obviously I've been around a while. So when I was growing up, like for me, movies were unbelievably important. They were the greatest form of escape, and I grew up in like the 80s, so the movies were amazing in terms of stupidity and entertainment, and then in reflection, unbelievably smart. And I feel like because there was a limited number of people who were making films back then, so they were able to
Meet me in my hotel room.
it's not so much perfect the art, but so film back in that day, you used to have to shoot on film and then develop it. So film was very costly, so you couldn't just shoot anything. Now with like movies today, you can shoot hours and hours and hours of like guys riffing or going through stuff. So it's the process is totally different in terms of making sure you get what you shoot. Now you can just shoot anything. Back then you had to make sure you shot it. And ladies and gentlemen, if you have not seen Roadhouse, and you do not know who Patrick Swayze is, shame on you. Excuse me. So Roadhouse is a tale of Patrick Swayze in the middle of sort of doing like romantic movies and stuff like that, and like serious stuff. He kicks off like 2 of the weirdest action movies I've ever seen in my life. Roadhouse and then Next of Kin. And Next of Kin is a whole different thing, because that led me down a Liam Neeson path, and then Liam Neeson and Darkman. Like, that was wild, crazy times, yo.
Take the elephant.
Because nobody, like, Liam Neeson came out of nowhere back then, and he was a beast. He was just awesome in movies, dude. Darkman is insanity. That movie is insanity.
I've always had a particular set of skills.
But I loved it, and I loved it because of Patrick Swayze. Because of Patrick Swayze, I saw Darkman. And because of Next of Kin, and because I watched Next of Kin, who I think Bill Paxton is in, if I remember. I'm sorry, again, I didn't do my research. But like Bill Paxton plays their little brother, I think. Or it was the other dude that I always get him confused with. But I don't think it is. Otherwise, I'd remember his name. The president from Independence
Bill
Day. I always
Pullman.
get those 2 dudes confused. But like Next to Kin's crazy.
We get it. You're like Next to Kin.
And Roadhouse, I forgot how I came across it.
Ew.
But like it's one of those movies that blew me away. It was like, oh, I didn't know they could make movies this bad, this good.
They can and they did,
Holy crap. And he takes it serious. And you can
Swayze.
see, like, he's this badass who does ballet. I don't know. I can't
Don't.
explain it. But, like, he was a warrior, but he was a character.
Dalton.
And Sam Elliott plays... oh, my God. Dude, shame on me now, dude, for not remembering his name. I'm not going to look it up
Wade
because
Garrett.
it's easy.
But he talked like this, and
Wade
I
Garrett.
thought you were bigger.
I thought
Man,
you'd
Sam
be
Elliott.
bigger.
Who doesn't love Sam Elliott? You gotta. Oh man, then he was in the Big Lebowski. Went in there, and hey, dude, they have to curse so much.
He's the best. But his character is the inspiration for the Silver
The Silver Fox, Wade Garrett.
part of Dalton being the Silver Stash Station. And then, of course, my pride and joy is the skybox that I have for the Stash Station. And the skybox is called the Jack Burton.
It's all in the
And,
reflexes.
obviously, the black is named for Neo. The black Stash Station is Neo. And Neo is arguably to me, the strongest character in the history of movies. And strictly from Matrix 1, I don't really consider 2 or, I'm not as passionate about 2 and 3 as I am about 1.
Classic
And,
hero's journey.
Holy jeez, the Matrix is just amazing. And when Neo realizes that he is the one.
He is the
Oh,
one.
if I spoiled it, I'm sorry. I'm just zip, yeah, and I won't spoil it. But when a certain part of the movie happens, and you realize that Keanu Reeves turns out as the most badass dude in the history of film, it's pretty dope.
Agent
And,
Smith.
so that's the inspiration for the Black Stash Station is Neo, and I just love the way he's just a badass in all black. Like, whoa, all that leather stuff, don't really get, not really my bag, but make no judgments.
Innocent.
But he looks pretty badass in leather pants and a trench coat, dudes. I'm not gonna lie. So that's the inspiration for the Neo. Dalton
Thought you'd be bigger.
is the Silver, and that's much more so for Sam Elliott's character.
Wade Garrett.
This is like humiliating, but I didn't want to call it
Wade
the
Garrett.
obviously name I can't remember right now.
That's Wade
But
Garrett, dude.
the Silver, he's the one who taught Dalton everything, and I won't even tell you what happens to him, dude. That even kind of gives it away. I won't. And like, go see Roadhouse.
This intermission is brought to you by Brain Farts. Hi folks, Frank Franklin here. Are you like me? 4'6", 214 pounds, and can dunk 2 basketballs at once? Probably not, but few are. So the chance that you suffer from brain farts are probably extremely high. What are brain farts? Well, due to codependent research studies, it turns out that brain farts are actually little farts that get lost from your tum-tum and make their way north, eventually into your brains. It's impossible to explain the trajectory of a brain fart, as some farts can get lost and cause lapses in memories months or sometimes years later. How to recognize a brain fart. During moments of conversation, you may notice that you completely lose your train of thought and have an inability to finish the thought and a complete lack of memory about whatever the heck you were babbling about. Relax. You have just experienced a brain fart. You are not boring or dumb, you just made a toot in your cerebro. Have you ever walked into a room to get something and have no idea why you left the other room? Fear not, you made an SBD in your HEAD. The question is, what can be done about these embarrassing air biscuits? Eat Franklin's Franken Beans. If you're gonna have a brain fart, create them with Franklin's Franken Beans. Find them in your local grocery store's toilet paper aisle.
I have to tell you guys, if you hear something rolling around, that's just me fixing the microphone. I don't know what it is about that song. I don't know what it is about that cartoon. I don't know what it is about that cartoon character, but Woody Woodpecker might as well be my damn near favorite character in the history of the world. I don't even know why. I don't really remember any of his cartoons. I really just remember the Seinfeld joke where they were like,
deal with?
"You're like Woody Woodpecker. You're an instigator," and Jerry's like, "Eh." But Woody Woodpecker was the first impression that I could really do. Welcome back, by the way, from the intermission, dude. I had to take a day off because I ran out of ideas, and I kept saying my former secret identity, and I don't want to reveal my secret identity, but if you do a little bit of research, you can probably figure it out. But let's not do any research and figure it out, because it doesn't make sense to. I live my life as Stonerman 24/7. So the secret identity is basically what I had to do for tax purposes. What am I talking about? Because the U.S. government has a time and tested troop. I honestly have no idea what the heck I am talking about right now. Stoner, man, I don't even know why I brought it up. I don't even want to lift the veil to even make the feds think. The feds! I fully support taxation, and I pay all my taxes, so just keep it cool, man. By the way, I've been listening a little bit to the podcast, and I totally apologize for all the ums and uhs, and I will do as much as I can. There are probably going to be some pauses more so, but I will really do everything I can to avoid the uhs and the uhs and the ums. But
Got him.
I really will do as much as I can to not do that. That is part of the thing about being a professional podcaster. It's something that didn't exist when I was growing up. Neither did the internet, because it was basically the radio, and if you were going to be on the radio, you had to be a certain type of personality. And I think as all those guys have grown older, you can really see who they are. And most of them, hi, man, not I got a whoosh, you know what I'm saying? Not the kind of guy you want to grow up to be.
What?
Although the money will always be the biggest factor, and I'd like this to be a counter podcast to all the big bling and the money and all that stuff, and to promote actually having a good experience out of life. A good friend of mine had just told me about that. Not told me about it, but he had
11
thoughts
thoughts in one
He's a
sentence.
good buddy of mine. He lives out in Thailand, and he does a lot of great stuff. He's been there for 15 years, but I don't want to say it's a countercultural life, but I guess if it's not counter to the U.S. and living abroad is not counterculture, it's a different culture then. So you just grow up in those cultures with different things that you grow up thinking are normal that aren't.
What?
And Thailand, a lot of things out there are normal that we definitely wouldn't think are normal. I've been out there and it kind of changed me as a person, not for a good thing, not for a bad thing, but I'll go on and say it was an amazing, eye-opening event. Every night there was an event. I spent 3 weeks in Bangkok one night. It was pretty amazing. I can't even explain it on a podcast because I'll immediately get canceled.
That's Blinkist.
Madness. And again, it's because the norm that I grew up with. I grew up a very sheltered little stoner boy in a very awesome sheltered little Midwest state.
Commercial interruption.
It's drink time. Can't seem to find an organic drink that quenches your thirst? Want to get rid of pesky dehydration? Well, go get yourself Beetlejuice's Beetlejuice, the best sports drink on the aftermarket. I know you're asking yourself, does it have electrolytes? Does it have electrolytes? After you drink it, you'll feel like, oh, I got electrolytes running all through me. Come on down and drink one. And free demon possession with every purchase. Don't forget, we also sell Beetlejuice milk for the kids. Beetlejuice's Beetlejuice, made with real beetles.
He doesn't mean us, does he, Ringo? Peace and love, peace and love.
Buy it once, buy it twice, third time's a charm. I'll drink anything you want me to drink, I'll swallow anything you want me to swallow, so come on down and I'll chew on the dog. Beetlejuice's Beetlejuice, pulp or extra pulp.
Back to the podcast.
All right, full disclosure, I totally had to cut that off because I went on this really bizarre San Diego rant.
Bizarre San Diego
Ever,
rant.
because I had to cut it out. Love the town, don't love the city, if that makes any sense.
No, I don't think it does, dude.
So, I don't know what I was talking about. Does it even matter, dude? So, the whole point of this podcast is for you to hear me make that kind of gross sound. I really apologize. I'll try to
Accepted.
edit that out or whatever, dudes. But it's just a free-flowing conversation. It's all brought upon by Sativa. So
The uplifter.
Here's my big recommendation for the day. So what I'm puffing on currently, and what I've been hitting with and playing with in the old sunny side up farm.
Making no
I
sense
believe
right now.
I have expressed my enjoyment of how I inhale, and that is through a joint.
I did
have
inhale.
A great kit. You guys got to get my joint rolling kits. Holy jeez, you get a rolling machine, the rolling tray, dab one with a little plastic tube to keep it safe, and it's pointy so you don't want to poke yourself. Keep it in there, will you?
Stonerman.com.
Gonna get yourself a little doob tube in there. There's some papers too to keep it all in one kit. The rolling machine kit. Get
Rolling
it?
machine
so,
kit.
And then you also get a grinder card. Or you can also buy a grinder too. My grinders are dope. You guys gotta get a Stash Station. I swear it's got everything you need in it. Stash Station, to quote Nacho Libre,
Nacho.
he's the bass. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna give you guys my very first on my first podcast.
First podcast.
My first recommendation for a brand that I enjoy thoroughly is Glasshouse Farms. Glasshouse Farms. Go on their website, glasshousefarms.org or .com. I don't know. You guys got Google and stuff. I'm not friggin' Bing over here, dude. Stoner Bing. That'd be pretty good. I should trademark that, dude. Don't try to trademark that. If you do, it's a race. A race. They had a race to see who could trademark. So I already forgot it. Oh my god. Brain fart. Gotta get that. Frank Franklin's brain farts. It's the yummiest beans in the world. Caution may cause brain farts. Man, I'm just like tripping over this stuff, dude. I'm gonna have to take a break, you know, for my mental safety.
How courageous.
I can't take the pressure. I can't do it.
Yeah, you can, dude. You totally
Can. No, I can't. The mental aspect of having to perform and doing it in front of a live microphone.
You can do it, dude.
Okay.
Ah, man. So I'm back. Yo, that break in my brain was brought to you by Farmer John Hot Dogs. Tell him, Vin Scully.
Oh boy, Farmer John hot dogs, the best hot dogs you can get on the market. Speaking of best hot dogs, me and Frank Sinatra used to pal around with the gals at the Formosa Cafe there on Santa Monica Boulevard. There's a ball on the outside corner. Strike two. I don't know how that works, but it's been a while since I've called a baseball game. Now, me and Frank used to hit up the girls at the Formosa, and we used to take them into the bathroom, and there's a strikeout! Oh, on one pitch. I'd never seen anything like it. That reminds me. W.C. Fields and Mae West had themselves a fling, and I used to sit in the corner and announce it, and they would love it while Fatty Arbuckle used to play the fiddle. There's a ball in the outside corner, new batter. Holy mackerel, this guy's hitting .361 with 214 homers in this month alone.
Thanks, Finn. You got it. Finn had a little thing in his throat. So, Glasshouse Farms. Glasshouse Farms, dude, go to the website, do what they do. Oh, Stony Bing, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That was it. Excuse me, Stony Bing was a good idea.
Somebody already trademarked it.
I don't know, dude.
It was a race to the trademark for Stony Bing. Who would get there first? Would Stony Bing be the biggest search engine for stoners in the world? Tune in next week to find out who trademarked Stony Bing.
Uh-oh, I think there might be a lawsuit from the Microsoft people. Oh my God, why did we do it?
So I wrote that show, and I took that to NBABC, and they said, N-O. So, Glasshouse Farms, if you'll bear with me, they have an incredible list of sativas and hybrids and indicas. I myself am a sativa guy. I like a little bit of a hybrid. See, I'm lucky in two ways. I don't have a problem falling asleep, and I don't have a problem waking up.
Quit bragging, dude.
So, oh Jesus, I dropped. First time I've ever done that. Drop my joint in my lap, and then it fell on the seat, and it's fabric. So you gotta be careful that you don't burn the place down, cause you are playing with fire and fabric. A bad combination, and I hit the mic stand, so there might be a rattle, or maybe not. Go to stonerman.com, you guys. Like, send Puffy at stonerman.com. That's my email address.
Puffy at stonerman.com.
Or call me up, 310-846-1570. 310-846-1570.
What's that number again?
310-846-1570. Give me a call, leave a message, say something stupid. I'll put it up on the website. I'll put it in the podcast. Let's have a party, dude. Let's put a content farm together. Let's grow. Let's grow together on our content farm, dudes. Like, I don't care. You want to do a little show about how to cook with edibles? Or, I don't know how you cook with edibles, but you can make edibles while you cook. I saw a great thing today. Somebody was like, hey, do you guys ever make edibles while without weed? And somebody was like, yeah, they call that baking and cooking, you moron. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to bleep that out because I really don't believe in swearing. And I am sorry that I swore. I just think we have more class than that as a society, and I'd like us to start to display it a little more.
Wrong.
No reason to be vulgar or insensitive to people's feelings unless there's a reason. If there is, bleep full force. Jeez Louise, what's wrong with me? It's my old past, dude. It's when I smoked indica. Indica makes me a little more tired and a little more crabby, dude. Like, remember Mr. Wilson? Of course not. You guys are like, who the Mr. Wilson, dude? He sounds like an old time, like the neighbor of like a young, hopeful little kid who's just trying to take over the world. He sounds like a married old, stodgy grandpa type character who has no love in his soul, who totally judges the young family next to him and the little boy, and they totally pick on him, and then it just turns out he's just a miserable old man. Yeah. So you guys have no idea who Mr. Wilson is. Unless you saw the movie Dennis the Menace when you guys were kids. Maybe saw it on VHS or DVD or Blu-ray, or you saw it on the digital streaming. Now it's on a streaming service with the little rascals, and it's funny too. Oh, but Richie Rich isn't that good, but it's not that bad. I kinda like that movie too. But Macaulay Culkin was just taking paychecks at that point. He didn't really put his heart into it. How could he? The business took over. Yeah. So that's my song on that, dude. Anyways, Glasshouse Farms absolutely has an incredible menu of sativas and indicas and hybrids. They have really great packaging, strong, hard. Man, that was a poor choice of words. They have very great packaging with firm, strong glass tubes.
Babbling.
They're like glass jars with good seal-proof caps. You can't go wrong with it. Plus, it's got that fresh cap or whatever. The bud is always fresh. The flower is always great. Again, I'm only speaking from a flower perspective, so it's very difficult for me to be able to, unfortunately, give recommendations for oil and dabs and wax and all that stuff, unless you're buying my accessories, because then I can only offer you knowledge in the highest quality in the
Best deal on the internet.
What's that? That's me shooting down other deals on the internet. Not the stoner deals. Stoner Bing, Stony Bing. Why don't you type in how to get my dab kit? Then it'll come up. Get it on Etsy. It's only $9.99 with $3 shipping. $3 shipping. Yo, you guys should get it, because just like my dab kits, Glasshouse Farms, I believe, is in Northern California, although my dab kits aren't in Northern California. They're out in Northern California. As somebody who has partaken in California,
The Sunshine State.
it is my predominant strain. They have great strains. Orange Clementine, not Orangeade. Orangeade is great. Bootylicious is great. Hellfire is great. Sugar Tarts is great. I love their Super Silver Haze. This, honestly, I swear to goodness, is off the top of my head. I think I said Hellfire. Sorry if I didn't. It's not an orange clementine because, okay, so full disclosure. I've been puffing since before a lot of you kids were born. Which is
Tell us
even
more,
more
Grandpa.
You can trust me to lead you into the generation. I just want to pass over my knowledge and my love for the community and for the flower
Babbling!
to a generation that cares. So I've been smoking for a long time, and I've had 2 strains that have absolutely, like, I don't know. See, I've been lucky enough to also have this with in my relationships as well. You just have something that touches your soul. Like, I've met a couple girls. I've been lucky enough to have relationships with a couple of girls that have just touched my soul. The rest, cool, all that stuff, whatever. But I've had 2 strains touch my soul. First one was AK-47 when that first came out. That's like early 2011. So before that, it was the I think it was called M13 out of Colorado.
The Centennial
90s, dude. That stuff was great. And then there was God's Gift. Oh man, God's Gift was my all-time favorite from like the early 2000s to like 2008. And then I hit AK-47 around 2009. Then in 2015, my buddy said, go to the gray area in Amsterdam.
Venice
And I
of
was
the
like,
North.
why don't I? I'm going to be there. And I had a ticket where I could travel all year round on standby.
On United.
Most amazing year of my life. Maybe one day we'll talk about it. But anyway, I ended up in Amsterdam before it got totally corporate takeover. It was like right in between before like all the corporate people bought all the property and real estate within what's it called? Der Wallen.
Caution, brain misfunction coming.
Der Wallen is the red light district around there, and then it's kind of like 18 different stop signs, all at like slightly different angles, and it's all just crazy because it's canals, and Amsterdam's just, despite the awesomeness of them having coffee shops and stuff,
That's not what I
it's
call
just
coffee.
a great place, gorgeous place to be. The Rembrandt Museum, they've got museums everywhere. It's and like the tulips, if you know what I'm saying, guys. The tulips on my organ. That's how I prefer to play music. But Amsterdam was awesome. My buddy suggested the gray area, so I hit up the gray area, and they had an incredible menu. It was packed, really small. Went out there, and they had a strand called Tangerine. Some people talk about the first time they knew where they were when they heard the Beatles. They knew where they were when President Kennedy landed on the moon. They just have those seminal, fluid memories of where they were when something happened. I unfortunately have never had that with anything, but I remember when I got Tangerine. It was the most awesome friggin' taste, the most awesome hit to the dome. You cannot find a better strand in the world than Tangerine in Amsterdam in 2015. Everything sort of changed after that year. Like after I saw the world closed up and got really weird. Sorry about that. I'll do everything I can to get the world back up, back opening. Maybe have a little less chaos. Maybe a little more trust. One thing I think we can work on is getting Tangerine back into the mainstream, dudes. So when I got back for a while, the strand Tangerine was going around. It was great. It was especially at my local store, which is Euphoric on Pico. In Los Angeles. If you're ever in Los Angeles and you want to go to
City of Angels.
my two favorite stores in West Los Angeles is Happy Leaf on Westwood and Euphoric. Euphoric is the mainstay. Euphoric is my heart.
Euphoric on Pico.
They're a great dispensary. They've got medical. They've got recreational. Again, sorry for the but you can't get a better place than Euphoric. So boom, boom, boom. Euphoric and Happy Leaf are my 2 first recommendations on the first podcast.
High recommendations.
Stonerman is dope podcast. So go to those places. If you're in West Los Angeles, you cannot find a better place in the world than Euphoric. They are really great family-run business. Happy Leaf is a really great establishment too. Can't go wrong with either of them.
Okay, dude, we get it.
But Euphoric is right here.
Pointing to his heart.
And my mainstay delivery service when I'm in West Los Angeles is HeyHi.com.
HeyHi.com.
HeyHi.com is most of the products that I've gotten have come through HeyHi. They have the best menu on earth.
Specials too.
You can't go wrong getting HeyHi. They will give you the best menu, best prices, best delivery service, best group of people around. I cannot recommend HeyHi.com or Euphoric or Happy Leaf enough. And swear to goodness, nobody's paying me. Nobody gives me any kickbacks for it. I'm just speaking from the heart because I know as a consumer and as a lifelong consumer, when people do good business, buy from them.
Here, here.
And please, if you are in the area, go to those 3 spots. HeyHi.com, Euphoric, and Happy Leaf on Westwood. Happy Leaf on Westwood, HeyHi.com on the internets, and then good old Euphoric on Pico and Overland. And tell him friggin' Stonerman sent you. Tells him, can't go wrong. Give him the Stoner. Ask for the Stonerman special, and I don't even know what that is yet. Just ask for it. But Glasshouse Farms has an amazing aroma, a truly great taste. The packaging, again, you can't go wrong. I really think that when you're ready to commit to a long-term... What? Oh, man, this is... I should be playing the Jeopardy theme in the middle.
I don't know if I can do that because of the trademark.
When I re-edit it, you're going to hear me doing the Jeopardy theme.
Nope, I can't.
By my voice, because I can't do it with the...
I am terrible at stalling.
Shoot, I was trying to be all slick and click on stuff on my computer while I was talking, but obviously I can't do 2 things at once. So here we go. There we go. Okay, so my real reviews. So taste, flavor, it's going to be absolute 5 out of 5. The sensation, how you feel, 5 out of 5. This is a no headache weed. The quality is going to be 4.8. Every once in a while, you get a little old or a little too fresh, but almost perfect.
Baby bears porridge.
I'm going to say 99 times out of 1,000. 99,000 times out of 100.
Wait, what?
Whatever, dudes. You can do your own math. It works for you. Packaging's really great. I'm going to give that a 4.9. Every once in a while, the packaging isn't...
Should have written it down, dude.
I'm gonna take that back. It's gonna be a 5. Packaging's always fine. Looks great. The stuff's always fresh. Nah, that's great. Value 5+. You cannot get a better value for your product.
True that.
And the freshness, 4.8. Again, every once in a while you get a bad, not a bad batch, but like
never a bad batch.
Sometimes a little too dry.
Ew.
And sometimes it's a little too
Don't say it.
Not dry, whatever the opposite word for that is. I'm going to go with moist. That's what comes to mind.
Juicy.
But I'm going to say on the market, there is nothing better. There is no better flour for your dollar.
Trademarked.
Then go get yourself a sour Durable, sour Diesel, Blue Dolphin, the Orange Creamsicle, yo. Oh my goodness, that's what it is. The Orange Creamsicle might be one of my favorite strands ever. That's as close as it's going to get to Tangerine, because Tangerine was a life changer. And we can get Tangerine in every state. We can get people puffing on that.
Tangerine.
Bro, there ain't nothing we can't do. You feel me?
I feel you, dog.
So that's how I feel about that. This has been the review section. Go into my THC community.
Welcome.
Page. Sorry about the dudes.
You've got Keef.
So I have a page. Oh man, I have a page called Stoner Circle, and that's my THC community. TH community. Like, haha, get it?
Kinda.
So that's gonna have my reviews and also links to our partners. You'll see Euphorics up there, Words Plus, HeyHi. Houseplant I kind of think is pretty awesome. I love what Rogan's doing, even though I've never met him or Seth Rogen or Oh my God. Jim Rogan? Did I really forget his name? Joe Rogan. Oh my God, dude. I honestly forgot Joe Rogan's name. That's humiliating. That's what happens with Stonerman.
So dumb.
Much of my secret identity has been pushed from my brain. Only a true stoner man could forget a 3-letter name. Anyway, Joe Rogan's awesome. I've loved Joe Rogan forever. Continue to love Joe Rogan. So whatever. But Glass House Farms. I'm just kidding. So I'm thinking like this is a pretty good time to wrap up the first episode. I'm gonna go back,
The inaugural
edit it, try to make some funny
podcast.
stuff in there as well. I hope you appreciated our first attempt.
I know I did.
At something good, something meaningful, something lasting.
All right,
long-lasting
take it easy.
relationship between me and you, because I'm just going to be totally honest. That's all I care about. I really don't want to have to branch out and sell this and that and
Here comes the babbling.
do sponsorships from other companies and stuff like that. All I want to do is sell you guys the best accessories you have. So any ideas
not
and
brown
thoughts you
nosing, I
have
mean
about
it.
what you want, what I can put forward on the market, on my marketplace.
Here we go again, dude. I don't know what this little rant is about, but let's just say if you want, just go to stonerman.com or Stonermania if you feel more comfortable going to one or going to both. But buy whatever it is you want on those, because they will link you up to either the Etsy shop, the Amazon shop if you have Prime, if you have an Etsy marketplace shop. You can go shopping there or just buy it directly from me, because I sell the baddest accessories in the land, on the line, in the air. Cause when you go on the internet...
So is Stonerman. Stonerman is dope, and this was as fun a podcast as I could have imagined. And
For who?
Keep trying to put out the best content out there. I also want your content, so please send me anything you have that is within the bounds of good taste that I can put up on my website, and we can all have a fun little THC community together, our own little stoner circle where we pass funny videos, funny content, funny memes, all that. I'll just keep putting it up on the partner page, and we'll grow as a community, and we
That's
can get
clever.
our own reviews out there. I want to hear your guys' reviews, take videos, send them to me. Again, the only way we're going to know about the products that are out there is if we talk to each other about it. So I think that is a great form of communication. So let's get that done. Start sending it in. Go puffy@stonerman.com.
I may stammer around like an idiot, but I make some good points.
PUFFY@stonerman.com. Or call it 310-846-1570, 310-846-1570, and leave a message.
I forgot my number.
Yeah, that's going to be my last of the night, and you guys have yourself an amazing rest of whatever it is. Day, night, midday, midnight, day. I don't know, dudes. Thank you, dudes. Whoa. That was good.
Bleep.
Stay smoky, dudes.
Trademarked.
I really do love and believe in my products. I really do want you to buy them. I really don't want to have to sell anything other than my stuff directly to you, because you are the customer. And the customer is always right, even when they're wrong. Sometimes they're wrong, and sometimes they're bonged. But mostly I like to roll a joint. Joint. Boy, some stuff to roll your stash. Put it in a stash station. Oh, it's a must. Oh, you've got to find yourself the best accessory for you. What is it? A grinder? A rainbow grinder? Or do you want the rainbow dab kit? It's the best. It's got a compact case and a silicone jar that you can put your stuff in, 'cause I don't really know much about dabs. but I'm hoping the audience can teach me. So leave an email at puffy@stonerman.com and we will see if we can get to know my products. I love them and I want you to love them too. So if you can buy a lighter or some dab wands, a grinder or two, there's the 2-inch, the 2.5-inch grinders, the smaller ashtrays that you can use for when you burn your delicious joints a hand, blunts, pre-rolled cones with the filters and the matches, and you can go to stonerman.com and you can buy what you want. If you go to Etsy, you will find the best deals around the online community. So go to stonerman.com for the best deals around. And we will not charge shipping, but we have to, and that's just for now. So please go to stonerman.com and buy the best accessories around. And there is no better time than right now for the best things in town. Whatever town you live in is we will deliver, with most likely a $3 charge. And that $3 charge is only because we have to, because I don't have a lot of money.